Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, and we're just getting a little bit early, but we are here to give you the live team news when it happens. City's game against Bournemouth tonight in the third round of the Cup. Hope everybody's well. It looks like autumn pretty much hit everybody now. So who do you think might start? I didn't do, normally in a game, I would do my expected lineup, but I didn't bother tonight because it's just, to be honest, it's too difficult, and it just seemed a pretty pointless exercise, simply because we had 7 injuries at the last game, and we know Aguero's still going to be out, but we don't know if Garcia is going to be fit. Don't know if Cancelo's going to be fit. Zinchenko, is he going to be fit? We know, is Laporte going to be ready? Is Mahrez ready to start? We know Gundogan isn't. So, you know, we can exclude 2, but what about the other 5? We don't know the situation with those other 5. So it just seemed a difficult exercise to try and undertake. So I said, let's not do it then. And I'll just wait for the official team news. So that's what we're waiting for, guys. We're waiting for team news to come out and do it that way instead. So what do you reckon? By the looks of things, we've not got too many kids in the squad, besides people like Foden. Hi, John Ali, Robertson, Koundé versus Banyam. I'm in 2 minds what to watch. Koundé, Roberts. But I've got to watch City. Evening, Ikram. Jan, do you think Braff will get a game? No. Braff's not even knocking about, Jan. You've got to keep up with the Jan. From what I heard, Braff was out injured or something. I'm not even sure if he's joined up with the squad yet, with the EDS. Aaron, how you doing, buddy? D team, absolutely. This might go down as one of the most unpredictable lineups in history, Ikram. Robert Koundé is confirming the lineup against Bayern. I don't know about that, Aaron. More like E. I really wanted to watch the Super Cup, but yeah, Ikram, that's me. You might be able to watch it a few minutes, or you can watch it later. Can we watch game on TV or not? No, the game is on Carabao Live or something. I'm in France, so it's on in France on Free Sport. It's on Be in Sports and Be in Connect. So plenty of options to watch it in France and around the world. In the UK, it's a tenner to watch it on Carabao Live. Don't, Jim, please. There's no need for it, Jim. Why would you do that, Jim? That's one thing we try and pride ourselves. We try and pride ourselves on not going down that route, Jim. Okay? I've said it many times on this channel. Please don't go down that route. We don't need to. Okay? Sometimes I might say something, but that's me. I don't encourage, I don't advocate, I don't condone people doing that, because that makes us no better than them. Yeah, if we've got a lot of people doing that to us, it makes us not much better than them to do it back. You know, try and stay on a little bit of moral high ground, Jim. There's no need for it. I might catch it at half time, as I think. Yeah, it's 15 minutes afterwards, Ikram. So actually, you're right. While I'm doing, if I'm doing I might not do a half time live stream. So yeah, you can watch 30 minutes or so, Ikram. Get a dodgy box and stream it. Well, I'm lucky, Aaron, because I'm in France, so we can watch it on watching a bit of French on Be in Sports or something. Or Free was what we used to have at the last place. So you got a few options to watch it in France, which is crazy. It's crazy. Then in the UK, you got to go down the Carabao Live route and pay a tenner, and in many countries in the world, it's part of your package. It's ridiculous, Jim. Because yeah, but Jim, look, Jim, it's really between me and him, and you know, I don't, as I said, I don't encourage people to do that, because it's not necessary. You know, most of the time we focus on City and on football, and that's it. You know, it's only once in a, dare I say it, blue moon that we talk about them, and that's just because, you know, I don't come out and start talking about them. It's just when obviously they come and start trolling us. So no trolls, please. American sports coverage is great, absolutely, Aaron. It's really cheap. I don't know if in the States, it depends where you are and which provider you've got, but you can watch all the games or most of the games. I talked to Mike from the Blue winning. Spurs games are very popular there. I wonder why that is, Mr. Son. But anyway, guys, once again, if you see the team news come out, let me get my phone out because it's supposed to be in 5 minutes, but let me know when it comes out, guys, if you see it before me. Let's just stick something quickly. I'm not a massive Facebook user, but we do have a Facebook page. So it's nice to occasionally put some stuff out there. I remember telling you guys we had a Facebook page. We had between 6,500 followers, but that got snagged because we used Man City as the name, part of the name, and wasn't allowed to have it. So let's just put a quick tweet out. Anyway, so let's see who you expect to play. I mean, from what I've read, I believe that Liam Delap is there. Taylor Howard-Bellis is there. I didn't see Cole Palmer. So, I think there was only 5, as I said, only 5 kids that seem to be there. So that'll be interesting to see, how many injuries. It's going to be interesting because, look, we had 7 guys on the bench. Why can't they play tonight? And then some of the injured players, maybe they can come in as well. It'll be Masita Sekunde today at Bayern. I didn't give a predicted lineup, Ikram. I might have given a few names out, but no, I didn't. It was just, it's just too difficult. I've not seen any of them, Jim. Those names, they haven't filtered through here. People watch, they don't comment sometimes. So I've not heard any of them. Ikram, Stephen Walker, Ottoman Howard-Bellis, Dionku could start, and there's another kid, I forgot his name now, coming through. He's 17 years old. But from I saw the Athletics tweet from Jack Gorhan. Is that his name? Let me have a look. I'm just trying to see. Oh, I'm just looking at Gemma Bonner's picture. I did see 5 names of kids going through, and I've lost it now. It's one of these where. Here we go. No, didn't see it. I'm looking for it. Give me a sec, guys. By the time I find it, it'll all be up there. Let's have a quick look to see if I can find the list of players. The boys have arrived watching that. So these are the names: Eric Garcia, Howard-Bellis, Benabit, Liam Delap, Felix Metcher. They were in the City squad apparently tonight. So, you'd think maybe it could be Eric Garcia, Howard-Bellis start at centre-back. I mean, that we've seen that last season. You could see, obviously, Liam Delap up front. Felix could be on the bench and Benabit in midfield. And obviously, we've got other kids like Foden, like Ferran Torres. It'd be good to get Mahrez a game and anybody else coming back from injury, like Bernardo Silva, like Cancelo, like Zinchenko. So that's going to be extremely interesting, guys. So as we wait, I'm just seeing some pictures of some of the players go through. Hey guys, 10 minutes at work. Excited to see how many youngsters. I thought Doll would be in the squad. Actually, you're right, Ikram. We just don't know who's injured. That's one of obviously the issues. Lewis, looks like Lewis will get. Let's have a look, Lewis. Yeah, go on. Let's get rid of Lewis. Lewis can do one. Lewis suffering from SDS. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, Ikram, I'll be disappointed if Doyle doesn't start as well. Still, here we go. Here's your team. Let's put them all out. Just so Mendy's on the bench. Okay, the team is Stephen Walker as captain, Garcia, Taylor Howard-Bellis, Rodrigo, Doyle, Foden, Benabi, Torres, Mahrez, Delap, subs Carson, Ake, Sterling, De Bruyne, Mendy, Metcha, and Cole Palmer. So, the stuff I saw from Athletic wasn't either it was incomplete or it wasn't accurate enough. So that's your team, guys. Let's have a think. So we're going to get obviously Walker at right back, Garcia, Taylor Howard-Bellis at centre. I have no issues there whatsoever. It's interesting how we're going to play three at the back because then we've got Rodrigo and Doyle. Would they play at centres? Let's work this out, guys. Walker, Garcia, Howard-Bellis. Where's our fourth? Who can play left back? Well, I said I wouldn't play Otamendi, really. So Garcia, Howard, let's work it out. So if you've got Rodrigo and Doyle in front, I can't work this out. Mahrez, Delap, and Torres up front. Okay, let's do that. That seems reasonable. Midfield of Foden and Adri Benabi. Rodri left back? I don't know. I mean, would you play Rodri left back? I can't even. It could easily be a back three of Walker, Garcia, and Howard-Bellis with your wing backs. Who's your wing backs then? With two in central midfield of Rodrigo and Doyle. Two wing backs could easily be Foden and Benabi with Torres, Mahrez, and Delap up front. I'm not so sure. 3-2-2-3 says 64. It could well be. Yeah, it could well be a back three. It can't be a back four at the back. It's too unbalanced. Yeah, Ikram. It looks extremely difficult. Mank Max says, "What is that? A Walker captain?" Well, he's the most senior player there, so I suppose it's fair enough. Edward reckons a 3-4-3. That sounds reasonable. If you've got Walker, Garcia, and Howard-Bellis, and then you've got, for argument's sake, Foden, Rodrigo, Doyle, and Benabi, and then up front Torres, Mahrez, and Delap, that kind of works. Or whether you play a 3-5-2. Yeah, how would you play a 3-5-2? Who are your two going to be? I think Delap's going to be down the middle, Mahrez and Torres on the outside. So 3-4-3 or a 3-2-2-3 at 64 says. Edwin reckons 3-4-3. Walker and Foden on the wings. Yeah, you could play Rodrigo in the. That's even better. Edwin could have got it. Sounds very plausible. As Ikram says, makes sense. Ikram, I don't know. Honestly, he's not played enough for me to work anything out. I'm no great tactician or judge. He's not played enough as far as I'm concerned. That's your starting point. And playing 2 or 3 games a season, how much are you going to learn about Tommy Doyle? So I'd like to see, as far as we get in this competition, Doyle to be given a chance pretty much every time until we, let's not talk about getting through. But if we do get through, then try and give the kids, the game's next week, isn't it? So you've got to give the kids a chance. We've got too much going on, too many other games. So we've got to be careful. Hi, Faris, hope you're well. Hey, Ikram. Doesn't matter, Ikram. Don't worry about it, Ikram. I can't say. I said I wouldn't talk about something, but the fact that they're coming here, is pretty pathetic. Anyway, let's not worry about them. Good to. Oh, come on, Faris. Otamendi's on his way out. The reports are that he's going on loan, even though he's got 1 year left on his contract. He's going on loan to Porto, and we're paying half his fee. So that's it. If Faris, look, to be honest, I wouldn't have played Garcia or it could be that City are still trying to win Garcia over, turn him around and make him stay. So it's a little bit odd. But look, if they think there's a chance of keeping him, if they think there's a chance of turning his mind around, then maybe why not? But it's interesting, obviously, that he's there. So look, end of the day, you got to go with what Pep picks, his players, and we might not be happy about some of the decisions that are made, but they see the bigger picture. They see these kids training, they know what they want to do better than us. So I think we just have to take it, guys. There's nothing we can do about this. Give us a few likes, guys. Give us a few likes in the house. Even if Ottoman's on his way out, play someone else, anyone but that. Which, are you talking about Garcia? I wouldn't call him a rat. Why would you call him a rat, Faris? Well, Ikram, it's is it Faris? That's the question you ask yourself. Is it Faris? It doesn't matter. I'm focused on tonight. Now that Pep's picked him, I'm focused on winning. 64 says, do you think Foden playing as a wing back would be much of a position change? Much like Bernardo being switched from wing to midfield, constantly dropping from last season. Look, Foden. How often has Foden played in midfield? How often has Foden played in midfield? To be honest, he's used. Carabao Cup final, right wing. Played against United, right wing. I think if I remember correctly. So he plays. I've seen him play left wing back. I think in his first Champions League game, left wing back. So Pep will move him around. I don't mind too much. I agree, Akram. He's not done anything bad against us. Yes, it's tough on City, but it's like a lot of kids. And if Barcelona have been in his ear, who as a Barca boy, who wouldn't want to go back? I don't hold it against him. Is it Alexandros? Hello to everyone. Any chance for Koulibaly? I think the Koulibaly thing's over. Really. Okay, he's. I put a tweet out. You might not have seen that. I haven't done anything on Jules Koundé. Okay, people have been asking me, can you tell us about him? And they're asking why I haven't done a video about Jules Koundé. The reason is I haven't seen the kid play. Maybe I watched the Champions League final bits and pieces. The Europa League. Wasn't paying a lot of attention, so I couldn't even tell you who's who. Okay. And speaking to the usual people I speak to, you got to remember, I've spoken to in the last couple of months a few journalists, Spanish football watchers about Torres. I've spoken to some football analysts, but when I went round everybody, I said, "Who can tell me something about Koundé?" Nobody had watched him because he was playing in the French leagues last season. He was playing, and the season before, he was playing for Bordeaux. He played 70 games for Bordeaux over the couple of seasons. So he played 70 games for them. So I guess a lot of the people aren't watching a lot of French football. Certainly not Bordeaux. Certainly not a 19-year-old centre-back. Obviously, scouts are, and people like Sevilla, because they paid 25 million for him. So anyway, here's a story. I spoke to a very, very reliable source from France, and he said the interest is real. So City's interest in Koundé is real, and Koundé wants to leave, wants to move on to a higher challenge. The challenge at Sevilla is limited. I mean, look, they keep winning the Europa League, but when your aspirations are a little bit higher, and obviously you'd expect City to be paying more money as a wage than Sevilla. So, so anyway, this is what I was told. I was told that the interest in Koundé is real, and the kid wants to leave. He wants a new challenge, even though he's only been at Sevilla for one season. But he wants. Look, I just think he wants to move to a more, can we call City and a more elite club? And I was told he will fit. He's the kind of defender that Pep really likes. So, you know, from my contact, I don't have many good contacts, but from my good contact, my source, he says, he or she, now you know it's a he says that it looks very promising. The kid wants to come. It's good enough for me. Other people are saying that it's going to be done this week after the Super Cup final. Well, we'll see. Anyway, let's see what else you got to say. Would you play Mendy to green form, Faris? No, Mendy's done for me. And it's time to try different systems, try different players. He's had a look. I'm surprised he's on the bench. Actually, I mean, we must be really struggling if Mendy's on the bench, simply because last season he couldn't play 2 games in 3 or 4 days. So we must be still short of people like obviously Zinchenko, Cancelo. That's got to be a worry, a bit of a concern. And obviously, you see, there's no Laporte. There's no Laporte. And I think I said yesterday, I would save Laporte for the weekend to see if he's fit. Because you've got to remember, Laporte's first training session with the lads was last Friday. And, you know, he'd have had a training session on maybe Monday and Tuesday. Would you play him after 3 training sessions? I wouldn't. I wouldn't take that risk. So, he might not even be ready for this weekend against Leicester. So it'll be interesting. Dre says, I think we should move him on and get a fee and use the money to match our valuations to what we are apparently short by. I think they're looking at everything. But in the podcast I did for Bolt from the Blue last night, I said we were 100 million short last season and this season. And the way it looks like going, you know, with no fans at Grounds Stadium potentially all this season, City are 100 million quid short. It's got to have an impact. Anyway, let's have a look at what else the comments are. Edwin says, no one would buy Mendy for decent money. Absolutely right. We are stuck with him whether we like it or not, unless we sell him on the cheap, and he's not that bad when fit. He's all right as a backup. And that's how I'd look at him. I'm looking at Cancelo as a first choice and Mendy as a backup. And apparently we'd have sold him last season, end of last summer, but no, he was injured. It was unfit, and nobody would have paid good money for him and his wages. That's always the issue. John Ali, I understand what you're saying, but you know it's unlucky that we've got Cancelo and Zinchenko injured. You can't predict that. I would sell Garcia if he's not going to sign a contract. Dre, that's what I said. If Garcia is not going to sign a contract, then I wouldn't play him for City again. Having said that, if they think they can change his mind, I can see why he's getting a run out. There you go, Edwin. That's what I said. You know, you cannot be fit. You've got to remember, he might have been in really good shape, fitness-wise, and then the COVID, and his only first training sessions on Friday. And we don't know how badly you're affected by COVID. And it's not enough training. It's not enough training with the lads. So I said the best I would have liked, I said this on Bolt from the Blue podcast, I said if he's on the bench 10 or 20 minutes at the end of the game, if we cost him, that's how I see it for Laporte. But other than that, I said it's too soon. And actually, Leicester City game could be too soon for Laporte. So you can argue, you know, say why is Garcia playing and this and that. But I think it's useful because if Laporte isn't ready for this weekend, then it's going to be Ake and somebody else. And why not give Garcia and Howard Bellis a run out and see, once again, you know, do we play with Fernandinho there? Do we play with Stones? I mean, Stones not even on the bench. I'd have had him on the bench. But as you said, look at the bench. It's Carson, Ake. Ake played at obviously against Wolves. Sterling, KDB, Mendy. So we've got no other fullbacks. So yeah, it's for us. It's frustrating that we just start the season barely playing 7 injuries. It's it's tough to take in terms of, obviously you can't. It's COVID-19's cost us 2 players. It cost us Mahrez for the last game. So in effect, it's cost us 3 players this season so far, COVID-19. This time next week, we'll discover our opponents in the Champions League. It's going to be interesting, that Ikram. To be honest, there's too much going on right now to be focused on that. 20 million would be nice for Garcia. Yeah, I just think the numbers I heard, Robert, was 18 million euros. But we need to get somebody in, which looks like it could well be Koundé, before we let Garcia and Otamendi go, because if something goes wrong with one of these deals, then you don't want to have sold Garcia and Otamendi already and don't get a replacement. Laporte is just not fit, says Iota. I absolutely agree, mate. He's not fit. I said so. You can't get fit in 3 or 4 days if you've had COVID-19, even if you're asymptomatic, even if you've had no ill effects from it. There's a difference between training on the pitch, training with the lads, than knocking a ball around in your back garden or going on a treadmill or doing some weights at the gym. That's a different kind of training. You need football training and you need training with the lads. Who would you change in the lineup tonight, Faris? Depends how we play, but I can't really argue. Obviously the players who are injured, they're injured. The players who are ill, they're ill, so you can't do anything there. There's not much I would really change. I mean, I'd like to see Cole Palmer start. But for me, it was a toss-up really between Bernabé and Cole Palmer. That's it. So I couldn't see too many. I think we said about 4 or 5. So Garcia, Taylor Howard-Bellis, Tommy Doyle, and Adri Bernabé and Delap. There's your 5. I don't think you can argue with that. I don't think, no, Charlie, come on. Charlie, you're going to end up being a naughty boy, aren't you, Charlie? Because Zach Steffen is our number 2. He's there to challenge Edison, and Carson is not going to challenge anybody. Easy win, says Faris. Not likely. Bournemouth played 3 games. They've beaten... They drew with Middlesbrough last game, 1-1, I think. By all accounts, they should have beaten them. I've got to be careful about 5 people banned tonight, Charlie. So, yeah, Bournemouth drew with Middlesbrough when they should have won. That's what Martin said. They beat Palace on penalties, but they were better than Palace anyway. And the first game of the season, was it Blackburn? I can't remember now. They won the first game of the season as well. So, and then Martin also said in pre-season they beat West Ham, but he said they actually played really well. But West Ham are a bit of a joke, as Charlie would say. They're a bit of a joke. So I don't see it as a comfortable win. We have got to earn it. If we just think we can turn up and have a comfortable win, got to be serious, guys. Bournemouth were in the Premier League last season. Now, they might have lost Nathan Akin. They might have lost Callum Wilson. But they're still a decent side. They're not rubbish. They've not got rubbish overnight. They've still got players who played in the Premier League last season and the season before and the season before when they were doing all right. So, and you've got to remember, look how many, we've got a debut for Zach Steffen. Garcia is 19. Taylor Howard-Bellis is 18. Doyle is 19 or 20. 19, is it? 18. Foden's 20. Bernabé is he 19, Bernabé? Torres is 20. Delap is 17. I can't remember now. Oh yeah, Fraser went to Newcastle as well. So it's we've got a lot of kids out there, guys. If you look at how many first teamers we got there, Walker, Rodri, and Mahrez, that's it. Foden at a push. So you got 3/4 first teamers. Can't take a risk. Too much of a risk. And it's good to see we've got some real quality and experience on the bench in Sterling, KDB. I'll say Mendy as well, and Ake. Rodri's old, is what, 23, 24, Charlie? I think he came to us, he was 23 23 when he came to us, I think. So he can't be that old now, Rodri. He can't be. It must be. I think he might be still only 23. Born in 1996, so he's 24 years old. Yeah, he just turned 24 this June. So he's certainly. Well, it's going to be an interesting game. We are 40 minutes from kickoff. Give us your score predictions, guys. What do you think? End of the day, I would like to win. I'd like a good performance, good, solid performance. I'd like to see the kids work hard, and I'd like to see the kids play well. But I'd like to see them challenged. I don't want it to be a straightforward 5-0 or something like that, or too easy. I want at least a challenge for these kids, and I think Bournemouth will give that. Bournemouth have got to look at this and say, look, if we play our first team against these kids, we can get through. It's a away game against Burnley. Burnley are in the same position as the Premier League teams. Lots of games in a short space of time. Would Burnley put the kids out, or would Burnley put a second string out? That'll give Bournemouth a chance, if they put the first team out, to get through to the quarterfinals. Why not? Give it a go, because the Premier League teams starting late, especially if you're in Europe, you've got too many games. 2-0 to City, says Ikram. Robert says we're going to win. Ikram's asking who's the high in the pecking order, Palmer or Nemecha. That's a very interesting one. See, the name I'd heard of most before last season was Felix Nemecha. Okay, they said he was, his name for 2 or 3 years. He's better than his brother Lucas. Now, Cole Palmer's come through quite late in terms of hearing about him, and he might have sneaked ahead of Felix Nemecha. We're going to win, says Robert. 2-0 to City, says Ikram. 3-0 to Faris. 4-1, says Robert. Charlie Hibbert says maybe Aki should have played. But if we want to play him this weekend, do you want to start him with 3 games in 8 days? Maybe the bench is the best place for him. 4-2 to City. 1DA, Nabin Pun. Edwin, I agree. I hope it's a tight game. Charlie, Burnley play full strength. I didn't realise that. Obviously, I'm not a big Burnley follower. But you never know. Burnley might play a couple of seconds or a few second stringers. I don't know. You might be 100% banged on there, Charlie, and they play a full strength team. But give it a go. If Bournemouth do beat us, give it a go against Burnley, because you got a chance to get to the 6th round. You never know what's going to happen, and it'd be nice to get a cup run. Leicester lost indeed to injury. That should help us. Yeah, that's a shame, Faris. It is a shame. I don't like teams to lose players to injury. If someone gets sent off, then fair dues. But losing players to injury, obviously, I like to play the best team against the best team we can. Robert Robinson, I am happy Aki don't start. I want him to rest for Sunday. I agree. Charlie Hibbert, apparently Delap is a bit like Alan. Well, I saw seen a few, obviously only highlights of Delap over the last, I think since last season. And I can't remember the game now. There was a goal he scored, and he absolutely belted it home. He turned someone in the box and slammed it in the near post. Goalie had no chance. He hardly even moved. So that was good. I saw him against in the Secretary Trophy against, was it Mansfield? Scored 2 goals there. But he admitted he had a hatful of chances. He should have scored a lot. He should have scored probably 4 or 5 by the signs of it. And he scored in injury, is it 89th and 90th minute or whatever, or in injury time. He got his goals later on. But yeah, he's exciting. What his first goal was working hard on the edge of the box and getting a shot away eventually. Second one was when he chased the ball and the defender tried to head it back, didn't get a lot on it, and then the defender fell over. But Liam Delap was there. He chased it. The guy had 4 or 5 yards on him. He chased it, knocked it over the keeper, and it was an easy goal for him. So yeah, he's an exciting talent. He's going to put himself about, and I think that's what we're waiting to see. Faris, even if it's Liverpool, you want to be the best. I don't want to win stuff because others are rubbish. I want to win it because we're the best. Faris, do you agree with Walker and Rodri playing tonight with all these games we have? Faris, the issue is you've got to have some senior players. You can't just go in with kids. And you've got to remember Fernandinho's not playing. So if Rodri through well, we've got Fernandinho, we can use him. If something happens to Walker, maybe they know that Cancelo and Zinchenko will be ready at the weekend. So that's going to be interesting. But you look, I don't see a problem. Walker looks a pretty fit guy. And Rodri, I don't think he busts a gut. I don't think he's going to have to. Rory Delap on the corner throwing. Well, Charlie, I heard that Liam, I don't think he does the long throw-ins. I think people made fun of him at school or something. So he never got into it. Delap is an amazing talent, says Edwin, but we need to calm down with this Haaland comparison. Yeah. The thing is, you could end up with a kid, getting so much expectation and then getting so much rubbish if he doesn't, live up to those expectations. So I just reckon just let him play and hope he has a good game. But this is the thing: if he has a cracking game, then everybody's going to be talking about this kid, and the hype machine is going to go mental. So I don't know what's the best solution. Koulibaly to Liverpool. They say they haven't got the money. Cancelo, Jinko, but not ready, unfortunately, said Edwin. Yeah, look, I don't know if they'll be ready at the weekend. I don't know the situation. We'll find out on tomorrow, I suspect, when Pep does his press conference. That's just blown my mind because there's so much to do. I've got 2 interviews tomorrow night, as well as a live stream here, and we've got the press conference as well. It's a busy night. Saturday, I'm hoping to do a Leicester thing on Saturday. I'm still waiting for. It's just too busy, guys. And I've got another Leicester one. It's crazy. People want a piece of me. I've just written a piece for a Leicester channel. I've got a preview to on Friday night with the Leicester channel. Another Leicester channel. I've said to them, call me on Saturday because I'm just too busy. No, I can't show the game. The game is on. We can't show the game on this channel. We have no rights for that. In England, the game is on Carabao Cup Live or something, Carabao Live, and around the world, it's on many different channels. Faris, I can't believe that Klopp is complaining about team spending and then spends. Yeah, look, he's a bit of a hypocrite, and that's what he does. Am I going to watch the Super Cup? I could have it on another laptop. I could just stick that on. But to be honest, I'm going to focus on the City game. And as Ikram said, I think it was Ikram, you can watch 15 minutes because it starts 15 minutes later. You can watch 15 minutes or so during the half-time interval, and then 15 minutes at the end. I'll probably come on and do a quick live stream. I don't think I'm going to stay on. Was it Faris asking me to do more than 40 minutes for a live stream? Cheeky so-and-so. Especially when there's now to talk about. Edwin, if Bayern smashes Sevilla, do you think we will blow back at the Kundi? Hope not. You don't make a decision based on one game. Charlie, who cares? Look, honestly, if we were in the Super Cup, we'd care. Wasn't you, Faris? Oh, I'm sure it was. Oh, GSG. Well, it might have been GSG, yeah. Asking me to do... no. I hope Kundi does well, says Ikram. Yeah, I agree. Right, guys, I'm going to wind... should we wind down? Have you got more to say? I'm itching to say something. Honestly, that's why I'm tempted to wind up. I'm itching to say something about somebody. Itching. Benabi, it'd be nice to see him. Cheeky on the profile. Hey, Charlie, there you go. You could got Cheeky. I've got more pictures with Cheeky. I could have. I've got a couple of pictures with Ferran Soriano, Omar Barada. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't get Khaldoun Al Mubarak. But I was hoping to get him last season because I stick around after the game a lot longer than most of the fans who have already departed. That's why you get the selfies. Not long left in the transfer window. Do you think there's a possibility we will end the window without signing the centre back, says Ikram? If that's the case, I will be devastated. Is a bit of a strong word, Ikram. We've got Nathan Ake. So I'm not too downhearted. And by the looks of things, we could end up with Koundé as well. So I don't think people are complaining. There's nothing to say about Klopp. City X Essex 49er. There's nothing to say about Klopp. Charlie, but my favourite ever City shirt, mate. Now you're talking an actual kit rather than goalie tops or jackets or training tops. I do like the one I was wearing yesterday. Was it the one from about 2000? Must have been 2010. The one with the black and red, the white, black and red sash on a white background. I really do like that top. I like my black and red striped top. I've got that one with Nasri on the back. I quite like that. I do like the 2012 kit with that shirt. It's really nice. What else do I really like? I've got my Eidos, my blue Eidos, but it's a nice looking shirt, but it's not great to wear. Maybe I got it one size too large. The away kit this season's not bad. The away kit from 2 seasons back was nice. The striped one, I quite like that one as well. Standard blue is really good. I like there's a couple I didn't buy. There was a purple one a few years ago. I didn't buy that. And there was another one from, I think, 2014 away kit. And I should have got that. I think it's a blue one, or gradient blue. I've got that anniversary kit, Edwin. I got it in a boxed up. Did I get the new goalkeeper shirt this season? No, I didn't, Ikram, because I went to the City store when the away kit was launched, and I got the away kit, and I bought this. I think it's a training kit or something. I bought that as well, so I thought that's enough. I couldn't justify turning up back at home with 3 kits. I bought 2, and I thought that's enough. I might buy another one, goalie kit, but I think 2's enough. The goalie kits are really nice. I do like them. But I got 2 goalie kits last season. Guess Pepe's not going to bury Garcia. No, Mr. Roll Up. Look, all I can suggest is we're a bit short of players, and they are hoping to turn him around. Can Ake play with Laporte at Faris? We need to give it a go. Do you think we'll sit with a double pivot? Edwin, I think we'll try lots of different. Look, I don't think we're going to do a double pivot tonight by the looks of things. It doesn't feel right to spend so much on Koundé because he's still young and we wanted experienced leader like company, not only centre. But I agree with that. But end of the day, it's not our money. That's how I look at it. It's, people saying, oh, we're spending too much or we're not getting enough money, we're getting mugged off and this and that. These are the guys who do the deals. These are the guys who do the finances. If they're happy, who are we to argue about them? What does the Joe public know about the finances? Oh, we didn't sell him for enough. So, as the Smith said, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? It's not as if, these people on Twitter are studying City's accounts and saying we need to be doing this or we should be doing that. You don't know what's going on in the background. Like, people talk about the Zinchenko. I'll tell you about Zinchenko. Not Zinchenko, sorry. Angelino. Now, Angelino, the buyback clause, read that buyback clause, doesn't mean he has to come back, I suspect. Okay, he can still say no. Who's to say we didn't say to Angelino, look, we're worried about Mendy, who's not fit, he's coming back from injury. Please come back. Okay, stay with us for 6 months to cover for Mendy, and then we'll send you out on loan to a good club. And if you come back to City, we will sell you at a good price. So we're not going to price you out the market. We're not going to put you up 40 million where you're going to struggle to be sold. We'll sell you for 20 million euros. And what if City had that agreement with Angelino? If they had that agreement, then you can see why he's going at that price. So all these people who are saying, oh, cheeky this, cheeky out, and cheeky Pep's, and we're all idiots, and the board are stupid and whatever. The egg should be on your face, guys, because you don't know what agreements have been made. You have no idea. So the best is just to be quiet. Pierre says the away kit is nice. I like it, mate. I like the away kit. The esports kit, Louis, it's not for me, mate. It's not for me. I did put it out there to see if anyone has got it. It's actually sold out on the Puma website. Sold out. Charlie says black and red should be our away kit every year. It ain't gonna do that. I don't even know why we wore the third kit. Why couldn't we wear our away kit against Wolves? Our away kit's black. They're playing in gold. Why couldn't we wear our away kit? Trying to sell that because the away kit I think sold itself. And they're trying to sell that third kit. Cherry says we can't catch up with the squad we have. What's the difference from last year? Liverpool signed Thiago. Would have been perfect. Yeah, but they can only play 11 players, so they might have got some good players in. Still only play with 11. There was this blue navy faded away kit 2015-16. That's the one I think, Ikram. You're wearing this, all right? Well, I've got this one from this is a few years old, actually, this one. Got a load of these for my kids and everything, and my nephews and nieces. At the end of the day, rather Garcia than Torsten, who was willing to stay. Yeah. Paris, we should try and buy striker. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't buy people in January, really. It's the role if I could care less how much we spend, not my money, just know we need time to back. There you go. That's the way to say it. Charlie doesn't like the esports. Do you agree with Chica's approach to Napoli? It depends, Faris. I've said we don't know how much money we've got to spend. We don't know how, if we're trying to balance our own books, not get money from Sheikh Mansour and be self-sustaining, then maybe we've got to do that. Maybe we've got to do that. I get my kit from China on the cheek, says Pierre. To be honest, personally, I don't do that. I would just get a proper kit or not bother. Simple as that. Or wait for the season to progress and buy something later on in the season cheaper. Each to his own. Everybody's different, but if you can't, I just think if I can't afford something, why would I get an imposter? Having said that, I did used to have a kit car. It was mainly because to buy the real car was about 500,000. I had a kit car based on a Beetle, 1972. No, it was a 1971 either, doesn't matter. Okay, it was a Beetle, and on top it was a Porsche. It was a Porsche RSK 718. You can go and check that if you're bored enough on Google. But basically, the car weighed nothing. And I think I kept upgrading the engine. I think it ended up with a 2-litre or a 2.2-litre engine. Tell you what, guys, that was fast. You got to remember, it was a car that's on the ground. Yeah, it was topless. It didn't have a hood. Didn't even have a material hood. It had no roof and no cover. It weighed nothing. The company that made it, they make go-karts. That was their business, was making go-karts and go-kart tracks around Europe. And so yeah, I did have to have a false car because the real one was about 500 grand, and this was a lot cheaper, and it was as fast as anything. And honestly, because you're so low to the ground, if you're driving at 30, 40 miles an hour, it felt really, really fast at 30, 40 miles an hour. You're so close to the ground. And when you're driving, I used to drive a lot faster than 30, 40 miles an hour. People were not expecting it. You didn't expect that car to have that big an engine. Sherry, where can you watch the match? If you're in the UK, you got Carabao Live, I think they call it. It's a tenner it costs you. And if you're around the world, there's lots of places to watch it. In France, where I am now, I've got 3 channels to watch it on. Depends which one, what you've got. Blue Chand Esports kit looks brill, except the Etisalat logo. Youth players have to stay up or step up, says Charlie. Faris, my issue is that we wouldn't talk to them. Yeah, okay, I understand that, Faris. But they've got the reasons. We made the kick a little hard for ourselves. Yeah, Ikram. I no news, mate. Absolutely nothing. I've not heard anything. I've not asked. I'll be honest. I've not gone around and asked people. But I don't know. I mean, I might. I'll put the feelers out, guys. I'll put the feelers out for with somebody. Okay. I'll put the feelers out for the guy who told me the stuff about Koundé. 2012. No, I wasn't, Charlie. I was living in France. We moved to France, I think, in 2010. I'm trying to remember now. It was probably about 2010. Don't worry, always. It happens all the time. People who've got nothing better to do, sad lives. And anyway, always hope you're well, buddy. So Charlie, yeah, I was living in France. Couldn't get back to the UK. Work as well. I was working. Used to work Saturdays, Friday night, Saturdays, mornings, teaching badminton, actually, part-time, as well as other stuff I used to work. So, yeah, I was in France. I remember the name, buddy. I remember names. I might not remember much about people, but I remember names. You've been away a long time. Hey, Darcy, how you doing? No, it's not bots, Darcy. It's actual people putting the dislikes. It's actual people who are logging on to do that, and then YouTube will remove them later on. Pep said he has enough players in that position when asked about Thiago, so we probably won't get a centre midfield. Yeah, that's I think I don't know. I mean, look, Edwin, we've got Bernardo, we've got Gundogan who uses, we've got KDB, we've got Foden. Is that enough? We could even throw in Zinchenko. Are you confident that we'll sign anyone for us? Yeah, I think we will get that centre back. That's my feeling. How come you left the corner? The other? Oh, come on now, Ace. That's a long time ago. Ace, we're talking 15 months ago, 8th of June. I started this channel. Let's not go there tonight. And if you want, send me an email. I'll talk to you. Believe it or not, the dislikes are surprisingly human. It is, Ikram. It is crazy that people are doing this, and it is crazy that it's only a few people. That's what's even more bizarre. But the thing is, I will say this: it's not many of them, and doesn't matter how many dislikes are on the channel, you won't get more than 31 or 32 dislikes on a video. Okay, that we do live, and then by 11, 12 o'clock, YouTube's wiped most of them out because I suspect it's caught them. Because it's only a few people doing this. You got to ask yourself, who are those few people? Look, we've had 24 dislikes. Okay, no, sorry, 22 dislikes, but we've had over 400 views. So, is that representative of the people that have watched? No, it isn't. And you know, as I said, by 11, 12 o'clock at night, it might be down to single figures. So don't worry about it. As far as I said, I don't have any issues with that. Loaning a striker. One of the problems is if you get, for argument's sake, you got someone like Cavani who's 33. Would Cavani want to come and be second string to Aguero and be basically backup striker? So if you get someone really good, would they want to be backup? And if you get someone really young, are they good enough? And are they happy with being backup? Gillian, I'd like to see Awar join next year. I think Awar's going to go somewhere this summer by the looks of things. We don't need Thiago, says Mr. Roloff. We actually need Koulibaly. I would set up for Koundé, though. Imagine even targeting the viewers of another channel and not just the channel owner itself. That's just over the line. Hey, look, Ikram, what can you do? You know, let it go. Do you watch the women? Absolutely, Charlie. We cover women's football. If you've watched what we've done this season, we do a preview before a game with the opposition fans. We do a review. That's Jenny. Jenny does a review after games. Last season, we would actually, Jenny would go to pretty much most of the games. I'd go to some. Obviously, if you go to men's games, it's really difficult to go to all the women's games as well. But I put the miles in. I went to the derby against United at home. Went to the derby away in the cup. In the league. Well, anyway, went to Lee Sports Village. I remember going there for the derby against United. I think we won 3-2. Went to the Champions League game against Atletico. And there'd been another game somewhere, I can't remember now. But went to 4 or 5 games last season, which I don't think is bad considering I was going to so many men's games. So it kind of so that's what we're doing this season. And if you watch this season, we've done a load of other videos on England. City having 10 players in the England squad. We've done it on new signings like Lucy Bronze, Alex Greenwood. Done videos on them. I've got one that's going to come out tomorrow. It's using an analyst who's had a look, who follows, basically, he's an analyst on women's football, and we were looking at what City's style is like after the first 3 games, or how to start. So do a load of stuff on the women's team, Charlie. Cavani is an interesting one, Ekram, but that's the issue. Yes, Suarez went to Atletico Madrid for 4 million, but he's not going there to sit on the bench. How about someone like Jovic, who needs to prove himself but has high potential? I think someone mentioned that last week. It's an option, but would Jovic be happy being on the bench and not get many games? Hi, JSJ. Pierre wants Koulibaly more than anybody. Ikram, if you saw what Suarez said, Ray, but it's just sad. He even teared up in the interview. Yeah, look, he was really unhappy to leave. Charlie's women's football is low quality. I find it, it's a different game. It's a different sport to men's football, and there's plenty of quality there. And you can see it getting better and better and better. So Barca are finishes, Darcy. They'll be back. PES online matchmaker. Are you going to show the live? No, we can't do that, mate. We have no rights to the match. We were just here to talk about the team news, the City team news, which we started nearly an hour ago. So we were talking about the team news. But we can't show the match live. We'll come back at the end of the game to do a post-match review. Mr. Roll-Up now, Lupo poking around Koulibaly, trying to muddy the waters. No, yeah, we're not interested. According to was it Sam Lee? We're not and others. We're not that interested anymore. We've moved on to other targets. Ikram, ever since the most recent Women's World Cup, I took more interest in women's football. That's it. A lot of people have been very keen to watch women's football from that World Cup. Now, I watched games before that. I knew the players from about 5 or 6 years ago. When Lucy Bronze was here first, Nikita Parrish. So I knew of them. You watch bits and pieces, but it was only last season that I started, actually going to games. I think we did the interview with Neil Mather, who was the first Manchester City women's team manager. We did that before the season. And then, so this season we've done a lot. We've got a lot more coming. We're going to do an absolute bundle of stuff on the women's channel. We've got a lot of people who are contributing on the women's side. You saw we had the Swedish journalist stroke photographer, Mia. She did some stuff on Alex Greenwood. You've seen the stuff from Audrey, Jenny, plenty of stuff. I've got the analyst coming on tomorrow. That's going out. Tons of stuff, guys. Look, people are asking me, how can you put out so much content? It'll slow down, I'm sure. Right now, I said until the end of September, I'm going to work on content. And then I've got other projects lined up that I'm going to move on to do. Going to start other things moving again. Anyway, let's go. Giroud on loan. Who's plan B? No need to hate. Dislike is a good word. I remember Rose Lavelle because of a goal in the final, says Ikram. I never really hated Liverpool, but I'm getting there. Can't stand Klopp. Mr. Roll-Up, look, it's one of those things. If Klopp was our manager, fans would love him. It's just the way it is, guys. Just the way it is. It's always going to be like that. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it because we've been on Yeah, it doesn't matter, Faris. Opinions. Look, I welcome opinions. Sometimes people go a little bit too far, and that's all the issue I have. Where can you watch the match, Aaron? If you're in the UK, legitimately, it costs you a tenner on the Carabao Cup Live or Carabao Live channel. You can watch the game there. If you're around the world, just check your local listings. In France, where I am now, I can watch it on Sports and beIN Connect. So at least 3 channels in France. So, and it's a shame because it's a tenner in the UK, and around the world, it's part of your package. So it is a little bit, of a kick in the teeth that it's costing tenner. For me, tenner is a lot of money to watch a Carabao Cup game. Watching the game on ESPN Plus in America, that's it, Mr. Roll Up. So many different channels all over the place. In Canada, my mate's watching it on, is it 10? Is it 10? I can't remember now the channel. But there's plenty of channels all over the world where you can catch this game. If you want to watch it legitimately, then you can do so. Right, guys, I'm going to disappear because it's almost kick-off for the game. Almost time for the game. I want a brew. Can I, Dazn, D-A-Z-N, Gillian, thank you for that. I'm going to see you guys later. Come on, City. We'll see you after the game, guys. We'll do a short stream after the game. Once again, if you want to send in your videos, I think Scotty's going to do a video after every game. So if you guys want to do the same, feel free. Video, landscape mode, like that. So you get your phone like that. And if you want to do a video after the game, just do it. Sherry Bass, beIN are showing it in France. I suspect they're showing it in other countries too. So there's plenty of opportunity to watch the game if you're not in the UK. Go City, says Julian. Guys, as I said, please, if any of you want to contribute a video, as long as you keep it clean, send us a video after the game. Some of you, probably not many of you, but 1 or 2 of you have got my WhatsApp. You can send it there, or you can send it to the channel, usually by WeTransfer. That means I can get it and upload it very quickly. Guys, take it easy. We'll catch you after the game. Keep it real, Blues.